Everything is so blown out. I have not found a good time to record. Hello, you beautiful people! David here, or Sin City Yeti, or just Yeti, whichever you prefer. And to tell you the truth, I didn't think I was going to do a video this week. I've got a lot going on. I'm actually behind on some projects. That little setback, that technical issue a couple weeks ago, really impacted a whole bunch of stuff. It is crazy how much that impacted, but I only have one device to record from. That just happens to be my phone. I also make all my videos on my phone. So needing to redo a whole bunch of footage for a video because I lost everything I was already doing made it so like I couldn't record doing art projects. So I had to stop doing art projects so I can get that video taken care of. And it was a domino effect. It's just woes. And I am working towards correcting that. So soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't matter why I thought I wasn't going to be able to do a video today, because I'm trying to get caught up and nothing is ready for the video because I'm literally working on 3 commissions, a project I can't tell you about yet. Ooh, that's for a future video. And then another project that's actually supposed to be for my husband. It was supposed to be an anniversary gift because when this video is going up, it's going to be the day after my wedding anniversary. So I know some of you like, well, didn't you just have an anniversary? Yes, that was the anniversary of our first date. This is the anniversary of our marriage. We've been together now for 9 years. And yeah, I was supposed to have something done for that as well. But because of everything impacting, nothing got done on time. And now I'm behind on like multiple projects rather than just the one I thought I would have been delayed on. But whatever. I guess I just needed to vent. I'm sorry. Love y'all. Thank you for listening. Anyways, what am I gonna do today? I'm not sure yet. I don't have a lot of time. You know what I think I'm gonna do, which I have not done yet? This sketchbook. This is not a pretty sketchbook. Like, I haven't done too much, like the inside, nothing's done yet. I was experimenting with alcohol markers and I layered a little too much. He turned orange and then I've lost a bunch of the colors too because this is a little old. Then like I've also discovered like over years, even though like at the time when I did this, I was just like, oh, it's dry, it's no longer leaking. Over years, the transfer is ridiculous on this paper. Not a fan of that at all. Oh, there's my Dexter. I miss him so much. A little chunky monkey. I know now like I'm not gonna use any more alcohol markers because these are 2 years old. And while the colors, these are Ohuhu. So like the colors did hold up. I'm just not a huge fan of alcohol markers. And this is more the paper, not the alcohol marker. But like for 2 years old, the blues are holding up pretty good. But like some of the greens are dulling. So if you didn't know, Pokemon can be quite dangerous. Probably my favorite from this because it's unlike any of the others. If you ever played the original games, this is based off of Cinnabar Island, and that's Missing No, and it's just my interpretation of what Missing No could look like. And then like, there's Mewtwo shooting out from the burnt mansion, so I just thought this was like a fun piece, and I really like the style. But I never did anything else with the style. This is literally the only piece I've ever done. Because it's been so long and I haven't really done this style again, maybe like doing it again, but in letting it be inspired by a different one of my paintings. Yeah, I have a painting that I love actually, but it's more like a doodle painting where it doesn't really make any sense. There's no purpose to it. It was just kind of me playing around with paint and painting a whole bunch of different things by. There are some elements about it that I really like, but I kind of want to explore. And maybe this will be the perfect opportunity. So that's my idea. Let's go see what I can create. Here we are. Oh, I got my sketchbook And I want to do some fun art, kind of. It also needs to be kind of quick because, like, I'm working on some commissions, 3 commissions to be exact, and a couple other side projects that I'm also working on, and it's just eating up so much time, and nothing is done yet, and I can't show most of the stuff anyways. I have to wait. So I need something easy, and we're gonna do a little easy. And got some new stuff here. I got some pens. I actually stole these from my husband. Love you, Eric. Then I got my pencils, and I got some other art stuff because, you know, I want to experiment a little bit. Well, not necessarily experiment. I want to be inspired from my own art. So I got this painting right here, and there's this little cute frog, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff on here. It's kind of like a doodle canvas, but like for paint. And I like this one because when you flip it and change the direction you're looking at it, different things come out. And I think it's a lot of fun. I really like this piece because of how unique it is. And even though there's like no theme to it, I still think it's really fun. And I love this painting a lot. I actually have it hanging up because I love it, even though it's kind of out there and all over the place. It's just pretty to look at. But there are some things in this painting that kind of pop out at me, and I kind of want to use them, but I also want to go back to a style I did once. I only have one other artwork in this style, and this is it. Like, this is the only one I've ever done. It's in this sketchbook, but as you can see, there's some bleeding and transfer from other pages, but I really like this one. I only used pencils, pens, inks, you know, like fine liner, that kind of stuff. That's all I used on this piece. But I really liked the way it came out. I was just trying some new stuff. It was actually the end of the month of when I did all this stuff, these Pokédex entries, but yeah, I want to use this style. So I have to go to a blank page. We're going to get to this page right here. I have no idea what I'm actually going to do. I just know I want to take some inspiration from this painting. So like, let's go ahead and like look at this painting and figure out what I'm going to put into it, because I kind of want to just start, but I also want to have some kind of plan in place. And yeah, now I feel like I'm just procrastinating because I don't even know like what utensil I want to start with yet. And I got some pencils. I also have a mechanical pencil, but I did test it out a little bit. Didn't really like the way it was drawing. I felt like it was too dark. So I went with like a 4H pencil just because it's a little bit lighter and I don't have to worry too much about it like being super dark. I thought I was being a little smart right here because I was like, ooh, I can angle the camera to look at the painting and look at me drawing.
It's brilliant, 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 I tell you.
When I first looked at the camera, it looked fine. Like I could see the entire page and the whole painting, but there's a stabilization feature in my phone. It kind of crops some of the edges out and I didn't realize it until I played it back and was like, oh, well, this isn't gonna work.
We need a better idea.
Luckily, it wasn't too long in this. I was able to like notice like I'm kind of like cutting parts of this drawing out. So let's just focus on the drawing. You guys saw the painting and I'm gonna be showing it again periodically. So like, I do think it's gonna be okay, but let's focus on what I'm drawing. What am I pulling my inspiration from so far? So looking at the painting, of course, like the big thing that sticks out to me are the cool colors of the painting. There's lots of blues, turquoise, purples, but there's also some like hot pinks, some like yellow, tans, oranges. There's also a little bit of red, and I'm like, there's little amounts of those, there's big amounts of the teal and the blues. I kind of want to switch them, so like I'm leaning into this. I'm like, what's a little bit opposite of the blue? And I'm thinking like the orange, but I like how flowy the painting is, and I can add that flowiness, something reminiscent of lava. So then I started going with that, and I created the shoreline with the lava, and on the shoreline of the lava, I wanted to like put something I saw in there, and I almost went with like that little wizard guy that I was seeing in the corner, but I decided to go with the little frog. I like the way he was chilling. And I'm like, you know what? I want to make him chilling in this piece too. So I went ahead and did a frog. Of course, because it looks like he's smoking in the painting, I was just like, yeah, let's why not? Like, I'm kind of liking this sketch. I think this is a cool sketch. And you know what? Maybe I could turn this into a coloring page one day. Now that I'm at this point, I'm trying to look back at that other piece, look at the painting, look at the other piece. I'm trying to like combine the styles almost, you know, just something to have fun with, something I haven't done before. I enjoyed the way that it came out, wanted to see if I could do it again. So now we're gonna go into the Derwent Inktense color pencils. These colored pencils I got when I was in college. That makes them 10 years old, and I didn't like them. I didn't think they were very vibrant, and whenever I tried using them with water, I just felt like I didn't have as much control with it. I tried giving them a valiant effort. Maybe I just didn't know how to use them properly, but they've just been sitting there. I wanted to use them, and that was when I had the idea maybe I could smudge it. So like, with pencils and charcoals, when I use them, I use my finger a lot and smudge it, and I like the way it comes out. It gives it a more clean, refined look. I was thinking maybe I could do that with the colored pencils, but I could not. So like smudging them doesn't work. However, they're ink tints and I know like they're impacted by water. So I wanted to see maybe I could use some water to get them more activated, to get them flowing. And that was when I had the idea of maybe using a damp paper towel in my finger and smudging it. I have a little bit more control. However, I'm adding the moisture to help bring the colors more to life. And wow. I gotta say, this is a way I could use the color pencils. I really like the way it's coming out. And even though I'm using such a light shade at the moment, it's still noticeable on the camera. So I figure, let's do it. We're gonna do the whole piece like this. Like this is what this art is for anyways. I'm experimenting. I'm just having some fun. This is just a, quicker art piece. It's gonna take too long to make 2 pieces for the same video without making the video too long. It's gonna be on the shorter end. So like, let's experiment. As you can see, it created a really pleasant gradient on the shoreline. I really like the way the shoreline came out and I thought, let's keep pushing forward. I was already like unsure of what I was gonna do to this lava. Like how was I going to really make it look like lava, make it look hot, make it look flowy? Because I wanted it to kind of look like a river. So like give the illusion of maybe it's water, maybe it's lava. Who really knows? I just know like, I want to pull from the little bit of reds and the little bit of oranges in that painting. And I want to make them the focus of this work. And then make the blues, the teals, the purples. Those are the limited colors in the piece. I really liked how this was going, but this was just like, it was just a very tedious process, but I kind of had fun with it. Like, this is one of those pieces that I think like, if you're really stressed and you want to like create art, but you don't want to think too much about it, doing water patterns with lines, just like doing wavy lines and then coloring between them with different colors, I think is a great way to just kind of like zen out and you're making your own art. And it's just kind of pleasant to look at. And then I discovered like quite beautifully that these Derwent ink tints, actually, they really made the lava super pleasant. It's just such a fun thing to kind of look at. It looks like ripples. And I went in with different layers. I did the reds first, just a regular red pencil. And then there was like a brick red that's a little bit darker. And I went in and just like a couple streaks of the brick red and then the basic orange and the basic yellow, just going through, adding the just different lines. It took me a while. I literally just had on an audiobook. You will find out the audiobook soon enough. I need to listen to the audiobook because it's tied in with a piece that I'm currently doing. And I've already read it, listened to it, listening to it again, just to make sure details that I want to bring out and I want to do are correct. They're going to make sense. Anyways, yeah, like that's all future work. I don't need to get lost in the sauce of future work.
I got lost in the sauce.
You guys will see that video soon enough. We're talking about this video. So one of the things that this reminded me of, do you guys remember Fruit Stripes? I loved that gum, the gum that only lasted for like 5 seconds, and I would end up eating the entire pack while I was in the car on the way home from the mall because like it just did not hold its flavor. I'm pretty sure if you're from the 80s or the 90s and you've had Fruit Stripes, that's the gum you swallowed as a kid. Your parents always were like, don't swallow your gum. It's not good for your system. Don't swallow your gum. It's gonna stay in there for 7 years. That kind of stuff. It was always with Fruit Stripes. Maybe it was just like a me and my neck of the woods thing, but almost every kid at my school, I remember, used to just eat Fruit Stripes. They never spit the gum out. They just swallowed it when it lost its flavor.
So what was we talking about there?
I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing, but that's what this was kind of reminding me of. Like maybe if they had like a cinnamon or a citrus, like blood orange flavor, like this would be the stripes of the gum. And I really love it. Like just look at this. When I added the paper towel and I smudged it, it just...
Look at this, look at this, look!
I really love the way that it looks. It really punched the vibrancy up just so much. And like, I think I can give these colored pencils a try again in the future on a different art project. Even though they've been sitting like in my storage of art stuff for like 10 years because I just didn't know how to use them. Yeah, that's why we save the stuff, right?
He's a hoarder!
This is why I'm saving it in case I need to use it in the future. Because look at this. It's just, I'm very happy with it. I am definitely happy I busted out this art supply from its storage jail.
It definitely makes me happy.
So now that I got all of like the background done, I'm going to do the line work so it's going to make it easier to clean up because I'm losing some of my lines from when I was smudging all the colored pencils, and I'm just going to go in with the fine liner. I did it with the other piece. I'm going to do it with this one, just kind of like start outlining stuff. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to outline everything yet, but I did know like there were some similarities between this piece and the last piece that I'm copying the art style from that I did, which was the smoke from the burning mansion. As you can see, like it's got this scribbly look, and I wanted to do that. And I knew like there is smoke in this piece coming from whatever the frog is smoking. You be the judge of that. It's just kind of like this scribbly wispiness, and I kind of had fun with it. I really was like half paying attention and just scribbling, letting the fine liner scribble. There's no like set way I want it to look. I didn't follow the pencil lines underneath it. In fact, I actually left them. I thought they added a little bit of good dimension to the smoke that I kind of liked when you're really looking at it. So left the pencil lines and literally just went over everything with the fine liner, just doing like this scribble trail of smoke. Went around the butterflies because I'm gonna come back to them. Now, I do apologize for like this camera angle. This is one of the reasons why I didn't start YouTube sooner.
We just get in the way.
You do.
Every time I tried filming, my hands or head always got in the way, especially when I'm drawing. Like, it's not so bad when I'm painting because of how long the brush is, but how I hold my pens and pencils, it makes it really hard to like see what I'm drawing. Like, especially with this butterfly here, I was trying to show you like how I'm outlining the wings. I'm doing my best. I'm gonna keep recording and I'm gonna try to get better, you know, in the future, getting better equipment. Like maybe I can get some more dynamic angles and stuff and like make it look like a cinematic movie.
Like in the movies.
But anyways, after I did the smoke, that's when I started like kind of figuring out, okay, I'm getting my rhythm. I'm kind of seeing the style I want to go for. The other thing that's kind of similar from the other piece was the beaches and the rocks. So I guess, you know, I'm copying myself. So I guess like I could do the same kind of general thing between the rocks. And so I decided to just like, there's a lot of like little dots, little pointillism points to just to give it more texture, give that illusion of rock. I also outlined where I wanted the rocks, like different faces to be, and then doing a bunch of little pebbles, and then the dots are like the smaller pebbles. And it's really like taking this up that extra little notch. It doesn't look so lost in space. I mean, I know adding the color and the gradient kind of helped with that. This is just taking it up an even bigger step in making it look less flat. All of these little rock faces and all of the little stones, because now it looks like you're really sitting on some kind of shoreline. You're not sure what kind of shoreline, but it looks like a shoreline.
Yeah, we're just talking in circles.
I was happy with that, but I decided I don't want to do too much because I did want to keep going, but I decided to, let's take a step back. Let's go ahead and do the fishes. If I want to add some more, I can always add in some more. So I went in and started adding all the little wispy lines of the fishes. The other painting kind of leaves me feeling like it's this like spiritual realm. So to lean into that spiritual realm feels almost like astral projection. I don't know. Like I decided to go with spectral fish. Spectral fish, I thought like what better to represent like more spectral fish than like with these long flowing fin ends. So I just kind of like did this like wispy braided look to like the ends of the fins on the fish, and I really liked the way that came out. It gave them some movement, some flowingness. And once I got the fish done, I was kind of happy with how they looked. I decided to move on to the slug. Got this little slug sitting on the shoreline. Of course, I saw a slug in the painting. This is where I saw the slug right there. So I thought like, hey, you know what? That's another thing I could put in from this painting. And so when I sketched out like, you need to come in here. You're kind of cool. You're standing out to me. So decided to like add in the slug, outlined it, and then I'm moving on to the frog. This like cool as a cucumber frog. And I wanted to make him more prominent. Like in my painting, he's just off in the little corner. Again, like it was just doodles. I wasn't setting out to make anything in particular in the painting. The frog is just kind of what came out, but I thought he was kind of cool and he deserved to be featured. And this is his time to shine. And I don't really recreate characters I've created once. Just any of my pieces, there's not very many where I've done the same character or creature multiple times. And I feel like this guy's cool enough to do that. It's his time to shine. And then after I got him all outlined and I was kind of happy with it, it was a little tricky with the perspective. I do have him kind of like sitting rather funkily.
What did you say?
Rather funkily.
Is that even a word?
Rather funkily.
One more time.
Rather funkily.
Ah, what a good time.
But I'm happy with it. Then wanted to move on to the lava water, and I took a chance. I was like, how am I gonna add the texture to this water like I did the shoreline? It doesn't match the water from the other drawing. That has waves in it, and I tried having like the peaks, the crests of the waves showing. This isn't like that. This is more gentle. This is more like kind of flowing. And I took a chance and I decided I was gonna outline the red. And I wanted to stick to adding outline more to the red and the oranges, leaving some of the yellow and the yellow oranges with less lines in them. Like they're still there, but there's just not as many. And it created this really cool pattern I'm very happy with. I don't know how I would call it, like, what is it? Ukiyo-e print? It's the same kind of print method that the Great Wave was made with. Like, it's kind of given that in a way. I don't know, like, maybe I'm just being silly with it, but it just added this really wonderful texture, and it's kind of trippy, you know, like almost. Yeah, like I'm really digging it. I'm very happy with that choice. And this is why you experiment. I wouldn't have discovered it had I not been like experimenting. And that's what this piece is for. It's just experimenting. Now what I'm kind of doing is cleaning up like the insides of the things I hadn't colored yet. So when I was smudging the colored pencils, like it crossed the line into some areas, but I didn't want that blending in with what I'm gonna color next. And so I decided to just kind of use my jelly roll pen, my white pen, kind of clean it all up, make it all white so it has like a base coat that I could do. When I was doing that, I noticed that the jelly roll pen was smudging the colored pencils, and I'm like, I wonder if I could do this with the pens. And so, like, leaning into like, this is an experiment, I'm having some fun with this, I decided to work on the slug. I didn't have the exact shade of purple I needed for the slug, so I thought like, maybe I could blend it. And so I would go down with the purple pen ink that I had, and then I was going over it with the jelly roll pen, and it was lightening it, it was blending it, and I was kind of like, yes, this is what I want. This is really cool, I'm loving this. And I think the blending technique it created was perfect for what this piece needed. So totally decided to run with it. I'm like, yep, this is what we're gonna do. I almost went with the color pencils again, but I was worried that I was gonna smudge it around it, and I didn't want any more smudging. No more smudging, no more bleeding, you know, over the lines. And this I felt like I had a little bit more control with, and I'm not doing as big of a space. So I was using just like regular ink pens and my jelly roll pen and blending them out. And I think I'm gonna have to get more jelly roll pens because I like the way that this blend. Maybe I could take this a step further, see what other kind of blending I can do with these, you know, these pens. I definitely writing this idea down. I'm gonna pursue it. If you do it first, go ahead and like show me what you do. Like, do you have multicolored jelly pens and you want to try blending it out? If you blend it out, post it in my community tab. I would totally love to see what you guys create if you decided to try something like this. And as you can see, like, it works really well. So that pink that I used on the feet and the hands is the same pink I used in the eyes. I went over it with the jelly roll, and I went back over with the pen, and went back over with the jelly roll just to kind of like create this gradient. I'm very happy with the way that it came out in the eyes, and I did the same thing within the legs, and I'm really happy with that. Like, this is such a fun way to blend. It never crossed my mind before. Like, we know it does this, especially with like fine liners. You can go over them with a marker and it makes the fine liner bleed sometimes, depending on what kind of brand you're using. Like, that could be used in different ways. We can use it to our advantage if we want to, and that's what I'm doing here. And same thing with the purple again. Like, again, I don't have the right shade of purple, so I took the black, and I blended the like darkest, like it's almost like an indigo color, and I blended it with the black, and I really like it. And now I'm starting to see it. Like, look at this. This is when it dawned on me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see the frog now, because I did take a little bit of changes to it, kind of updated his look a little bit, and I was like, I see him now. He's there. Now that the colors are coming out, and I'm liking the way the colors are playing together. And had a little moment where I was like, oh my God, I can see the vision.
The world needed to see my vision.
I'm trusting the process. Look at me. Experimenting and trusting myself. We call that growth. Anyways, yeah, I don't need to be boasting, but I'm very happy with this. And so then I'm looking at this frog and I'm loving it. He is standing out, but I was like, it needs something else. The frog is cool, the slug is cool, but it needs a little bit more color. And so this is where I decided, I was debating, am I gonna leave these fish and the butterfly white, or am I gonna color them in? And I decided I needed to color them in. If this was gonna be a true inspiration from the piece, I needed to tie in some of the other colors. So I went with that teal color, again, kind of blending them out with teal and green, and I feel like I kind of matched the colors quite well from the painting. And then I decided to go with the more dark blue, almost violet color for the fish, just so like all the colors are represented. And now it's switched, like orange, red, and yellow. They were the ones that were barely represented in the painting. but now it's the teal, blue, and purple that are barely represented. But I like the way they're represented. But I do think like this guy needs a name. I need to come up with a name for him. So I don't know, like Daggett, no, Frogget, no, that's, I don't like the way that one sounds. That makes it sound like it's something else, like they're turning the frogs gay, like.
Do you understand that? Turn the freaking frogs gay!
No, we don't need to be doing that. He needs a name, and apparently I'm not good at naming him. If you have an idea for a name, like, he's kind of cool. I love his colors. You know what that means? It's now the end, so I'm liking this. I feel it's done. I don't want to push any more onto it. I gotta sign it, add my little Yeti footprint off in the corner, and I'm loving this. This is such a pleasant surprise. If I get my shop up and going, I'm gonna be making prints of this. Yeah, I am focusing on that. This might be one of the first prints in there, or maybe like turn it into a sticker or something, but like, look at this. I'm so happy. It's so cool. This is art I didn't think I would ever be able to make. But anyways, I'm rambling, and I think it's now time for the final review. We are here because I finished. So, out of all of the pages in this book, like, this is so freaking cool. I'm so happy with the way this came out. I definitely pulled like different elements from that painting together, and I still represented the colors just in different ways, because there's like just that little bit of orange, and I made the orange like the focal point of this one, and like I kind of toned down the teal and the blues, but of course I had to leave the frog the same color, because like, look how cool that came out. I'm so freaking happy with this one. And then the slug was just like a nice little surprise addition. I'm just letting you guys know, like, this will probably be one of the first prints that I put up in my shop, which I'm working on. I'm gonna be making an announcement soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed that nothing goes wrong. I have to go through a print on demand just because I'm poor, but soon. I'm working on it and I'm excited. But like, this might be one of them, and I might even try to turn him into a sticker or something. I don't know. Look at him. He's so freaking cool. I love the little guy. Yes, I'm very happy. I feel like I captured the spirit of the painting very well with this. This was a feel-good piece that I needed, and like, I'm gonna be able to go work on my next projects now, like, pretty comfortably, because like, I got something out that I wanted to get out. Anyways, you'll have to let me know what you think. Let me know down in the comments. Give this video a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. All that YouTuber stuff I'm supposed to be saying, I guess, but not that big of a deal. End of the day, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like the artwork, and you want to see more like this? Like, I had fun with this art style. It's a little bit different, you know, using inks, colored pencils. I mean, inks, I should say pens. I used pens and colored pencils. Not my normal art tools that I'm used to doing, but I used to use these all the time, so that's why it kind of like came back without issues. I hope you all stay safe out there. Don't get lost. Don't get stolen. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, you beautiful people.